Hey there, thanks so much for your interest in Ooma Office. This is going to be a pre-recorded webinar. We're going to walk you through some of the features, some of the benefits you get with our advanced business phone system. We're also going to have a live demo of the platform so you can see it in action, see exactly how easy it is to get everything set up and running, and just see some of the cool features you get and exactly how they work. Throughout the presentation, we're just going to send you a few quick questions just so you can tell us more about your business. And so if you do decide to go with Ooma Office, we can get you set up with the right products and features and everything you need to get you up and running as soon as possible. At any time, if you do have a question, there's a Q&A box. Feel free to type in your questions there. That'll get sent to our team over here, and we'll respond shortly with those answers. At the end, there's going to be a phone number for you to call, so if you want to talk to someone right away just to get more information, to ask more questions, or if you do want to sign up, give that number a call. And let's get started. Thanks so much again for your interest in Nuuma. Before we get started, just want to highlight real fast that PC Mag came out with their top business VoIP provider list. And for the 6th year in a row, Ooma Office was voted the top provider. It's something we're really proud of here, especially with a lot of the tough competition you can see on the list. Just shows that we're working really hard here to provide you guys some great service, have great customer support, and really do all we can to make it as easy as possible for businesses like yours to run smoothly with a phone system you can count on. Hope you guys are ready for question number 1. It's going to be a tough one, but just curious to know how you heard about Ooma Office. So were you searching online and came across an ad of ours, or maybe a listing relevant to a search term like business phone system? Were you referred to us through a friend or a colleague or someone who already has our platform? Maybe you heard about us on the radio or TV? Or did someone just call you out of the blue and let you know about the product and you ended up here watching the webinar? So any way you can help us find out how you heard about us would be super helpful. Now let's go over some of the reasons why Ooma Office is the best phone system with the right features your business needs to grow and be successful. With any phone system, call quality and reliability should be at the top of things you look for in a new provider. All those fancy features don't really mean much if the call gets dropped or your phone system goes down. You're not going to have to worry about either of those things with Ooma. We're one of the most reliable business phone systems on the market. As for reasons why you're going to want to sign up for Ooma, here are some other ways our product can help support and grow with your business. First, you can create more sales opportunities through Ooma Office. A missed call means missed business, and with Ooma Office, you're never going to miss a call again. You can make sure calls get routed to the right person, or forwarded to a cell phone if no one's available, or provide callers with the right information they need, such as directions or business hours through the virtual receptionist. Managing costs is also extremely easy with Ooma Office. No matter how big or small your company is, our price is always $19.95 a month per user. A lot of our competitors will charge you more or less depending on how many phone lines you need, or they might charge you extra if you want to add different features to your service. With Ooma, you get everything included, all for that low monthly price. And finally, you're going to be more efficient by utilizing features such as our mobile app for easy on-the-go access, or be more productive with something like a ring group to ensure calls get routed to the right person at the right time. So now that you know some of the benefits of Ooma Office, let's go over some of the key features. First, the inbound call automation, also known as the virtual receptionist. This is the greeting you hear when you call into a business that'll greet you, welcome your customers, tell them information about your office hours or perhaps directions, and also give them the options to press a key to be routed to the right person or to learn more information. So this is super helpful. Instead of hearing just a ringtone, they can actually hear the right information at the right time. Also, another feature we have is the work from anywhere access. So with our mobile app, you can access calls and receive them on the go or while you're in the office. So a lot of times if your business, if you might be away from your desk, but you have your phone on you, you can be sure that you're never going to miss a call. And flexible setup options. We have a lot of different ways where you can integrate to our system. So if you have an IP phone or an analog phone, we can support it all. So a lot of people have existing phones that they already have and they want to use those, so we have a way to support that as well. Here are a few other features that are really popular with some of our customers. So call park, that's when you can answer a call in one room and then say you have to run to a back into a different phone. You won't lose that call. You can pick it up on a different phone. call blocking, so we know a lot of robocalls are going around nowadays, so we can help you block all these unwanted phone calls so you never even have to deal with them. Ring group, so that's how you set up getting people routed to different departments or different numbers. So it's a great way to send someone to the right person when they're looking to reach maybe a customer support line or a help line. That can all be set up through a ring group. And texting, so now with the Ooma Office app, if you want to text a customer instead of giving them a call, I know a lot of people find it easier just to receive a text message, so you can do that all now through the Ooma Office phone app. And to go over the final feature list, you can see there's over 35 features here. They're all included at that low monthly price, so we're not going to make you pay extra if you want to have one of these added to your account, unlike a lot of what our competition does. So feel free to skim through the list, and we're constantly coming out with new ones as well. So you know you're going to get a ton of awesome features with the Ooma Office platform and not have to worry about when a new feature comes out, paying extra for it as well. Besides all the awesome features you get with Ooma Office, we believe we're one of the best companies to work with in general for a few different reasons. First, we don't have any contracts when you sign up for our service. A lot of our competition require you to lock in for at least a one-term deal, and maybe they'll sweeten the pot with a special offer, but for us, you're not going to be locked into a long-term contract, and you're going to get that low price regardless. Next, value-based pricing. So again, we're not going to charge you depending on the number of users you have or which features you use. It's all the same price per user with all the features all the time. And finally, 24/7 customer support. So if you ever have an issue for any reason, you know you can always get in touch with us wherever and whenever you need to talk to us. For our next poll question, we're just curious to know when you might need a new phone system up and running. So are you pretty much need it as soon as possible? Maybe you have a little bit more time before things need to be going. So just would love to hear and know exactly when you're looking to switch or get signed up with a new phone service. One last final question for you. Just curious about how many phone lines you think you'll need for your business. And again, remember, if it's just you or you have 100 employees who all need a phone, they're all going to pay the same low monthly price per user. So just let us know exactly how many phones you think you'll have, and we'll get going. So right before we launch into the product demo, just wanted to highlight real quick the potential savings you get by switching to Ooma Office. So you can see the average yearly cost for a business that needs 5 users is a little under $1,200, where with a traditional phone service, you were probably going to pay closer to $4,200. So thousands of dollars of savings on the line. You're going to get a lot of better features, better call quality, better reliability. So it's pretty easy to see why you'd want to switch and sign up for Ooma Office. All right, everyone, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Let's get started with the demo. If you're a brand new user, you're going to have an option to use a setup wizard, which is an easy walkthrough that'll help you through the whole setup process. Once you've logged into the dashboard, you're going to see an overview of all the users on your account or any other setups you have. Your account's going to be preloaded with the virtual receptionist, any hardware you purchased, and the user accounts that you got set up with the sales team. If you need to add a new user, you're going to select the Add button on the screen. This button is also available on the sub-tabs such as Users, Phone Numbers, and Devices. This is also how you can add other things such as ring groups, virtual fax, or conference line, or other hardware. So if you want to add a new user, click on the Users button. You're going to be prompted to fill out the new user information. So let's enter their name and email, and click Next. So now you're going to select how this user is going to be connected to the platform. If the user is going to have a desk phone, select one of the options on the left. If you've purchased any hardware from us, anything you buy is going to be preloaded to your account and available for you to select. For remote or on-the-go employees, selection option to the right. If you select ring calls on external line, this will forward to something like a cell phone or person's home line. And the mobile app is our separate mobile app program for smartphones that allow people to connect and receive calls through the Ooma Office platform. So for this example, let's select ring calls on an external line. So now you're going to enter the person's phone number that the calls are going to be forwarded to. Now you click Save. So now it's going to allow you to verify that everything looks good. Click Next.
And now you're going to be able to add a virtual fax or conference bridge for this user if needed. A virtual fax will allow them to have access to send and receive faxes, and the conference bridge is going to give them a dial-in bridge number so they can call into any conference calls you have. So next, you're going to be able to select that person's number. If you don't want the number that it pre-selects for you, you can click the number here, and it will show you a wide variety of all the local area code numbers that are available. If a rep works out of state or in a different territory, you can also change the area code. So you want to deselect the number here, and then change the area code here. Type in the area code you're looking for and click enter. It'll pre-populate and load a variety of numbers in this new area code. So this is perfect for reps who work remote or have a different territory, so you can give them a local number. So you click here, click save again. Now the system will process, and then that user will be added to your account. So it's super easy, super simple. So now this user is going to get an email alert allowing them to get access to their account as well on the platform. Now let's move on to the most popular feature of the platform, the virtual receptionist. This is the greeting your callers are going to hear when they dial into your business before you answer the phone. The virtual receptionist is an amazing way to interact with your clients or customers before even getting to talk to them. You can give them basic business information, route them to the right person or department, or even direct them to a voicemail. So let's get started. The first section of the virtual receptionist is your business hour menu. This is going to list all the things your caller is going to hear when your business is open. You can edit the initial greeting here, as well as select what each button does when someone does a key press. For example, you can play a different announcement. So if you want to list directions to your business, give hours, or any other important information, you can do that. You can transfer it to your company directory. You can transfer it to a specific extension, set up and transfer to a different virtual receptionist. For example, if you have different language options, or you can even transfer it to a voicemail. So now you're going to want to go through and click on the button you want to edit. So let's select number 5, and now you can select which action you want to do. For example, if you want to play a greeting or an announcement, you can click that here, and you'll be prompted on if you want to do a text-to-speech, so what you type here will be played out loud, or you can upload an audio file. I would highly recommend going through the audio file and doing it that way, just so the caller can hear your voice and feels more connected to your business. So once you've done with that, you click save, and then you're all set up for that number. The next tab is the after hours and holiday menu. You're going to do the exact same thing and set up all the key punches and greetings for a caller to hear when your business is closed. This is a great way to play an announcement letting them know your business is closed. You can direct someone to a voicemail by creating a button that goes to a voicemail box. Or if you really need to, you can set an extension that will then call and forward to your cell phone in case of emergencies. The next tab is your schedule tab, where you're going to select your business hours for each day, as well as select the holidays or specific days of the year that you're going to be closed. Then you go to the basic number and information. This is just the name of it and your time zone, and then an extension number as well if you need to set that up. And finally, the settings menu has a few more setup options. So dial by extension allows a caller to enter your extension number and be connected directly to that line. A remote voicemail checking allows the users to check their voicemails through a different phone system. And ring for 2 seconds will allow a user to hear a ringtone for 2 seconds before the virtual receptionist triggers. And that's it. Once you're done with that, you click save. Your virtual receptionist is all set up. So the next feature I want to go over is the ring group tool. So this is a function that allows a call to be routed to multiple phones at the same time. So click the add button and click ring groups. So here you're going to enter in the name of the ring group, group 1, and you're going to enter the ring group mode. So the ringing mode will have 2 options, simultaneous or sequential. Simultaneous means all phones ring at once. Sequential means the phones ring in a specific order and route across different phones for a certain duration of time. So let's click sequential, and now you're going to add members, and select who's going to be in a ring group. So ring group is a great option if you have a sales department or a customer service department. You want to make sure you never miss a call, and that way multiple people have the option of picking up a call, and it gets routed to multiple phones, and the first person to answer the phone then gets the call. So you click save once you've added the members. So now you're going to go to the advanced tab. You're going to select how long the duration call lasts when it's going to multiple extensions. So you can change how quickly the phone will jump to different lines for sequential ringing, or just in general. If no one answers, you can either transfer to a voicemail or to an extension, and then select whose extension or voicemail you want it to go to. And finally, select the numbers to select a extension number for this ring group. And then if you want to add an additional phone number, if you want to promote this or list this phone number somewhere else, so you have a sales number you want to promote on your website, you can add in by unique phone number here and go through the phone number process again. So once you have all that set up, click save, and now you have a brand new ring group set up for your business. So the last thing I want to cover real quick is just some of the basic system settings. So if you go over to the System tab, you're going to see some of your account system settings. So caller ID name, if you make an outbound call, this is what's going to show up on anyone's caller ID. Your time zone, this is going to be important for your business hour menu, so the system knows which greetings and everything to play during what time. If you go over to music, so if you have or want to have music on hold or transfer, if you're transferring to a different line, you can select and upload audio files here. Call blocking, you can block and create a list of blocked numbers. Intercom is if you want to make call-to-call from different phones, you can enable that here as well. So that's it for the system settings. Let's go over to the account menu real quick. So here you're going to see your basic profile information, your billing information, and then one other thing I want to cover real quick is the porting menu. So as you know, we allow you to keep your old number. So if you do have an old phone number you want to get transferred to us, go to the porting tab and click Start Number Transfer, and that's going to walk you through the steps of getting your number transferred over to us. Then finally, the store menu over here. If you're growing your business or need to purchase new hardware, here's where you can buy all the new compatible phones. If you need to get some accessories, you can get those here. And then services, if you need to get toll-free numbers or international minutes, you can do that here as well. So that's a quick overview of the Ooma account dashboard. Obviously, there's a few things we didn't go over, but feel free to play around with your account once you get set up, or if you have any questions, feel free to call into the sales team. They'll be happy to go over it to you. Hope you found this informative, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Again, message us in the Q&A box. Thank you so much for sitting through and watching this.
So there you go. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this presentation. As a special offer for you, we're going to give you $70 off select hardware. If you want to take advantage of that offer, give us a call at 877-620-8314. Our team can help understand and identify exactly what type of products you need. If you're going to need new phones, if you want to use your existing phones, the team is really great and helpful, and we'll be there to get you set up with the right stuff. So thank you again so much for watching this presentation. We hope you have a good one.